Afro, Latinx, Latina, all these terms are really the product of colonization. It was designed to kind of create this sort of separatist ideas, but and this is also too why there's a movement and people that use the term Afro-descendant, right? So it doesn't matter if you're African American, Caribbean, Latinx, whatever you define yourself as, you're just of the African diaspora. And I will say, because of like a lot of conversations that I'm involved in, I've had to really analyze like the terminology that I use. So I do identify as Afro-Latina or Black Latina, but because of some of the newer conversations that are happening and also further realization of things, you know, I also identify as Negra. It's very important to me to acknowledge my Blackness. Also too, I'm a Black woman. Like I always tell people that too, because I know there's been a conversation on the timeline before about like, you know, people saying they're Afro something or Afro Latinx in this case, but not responding to being a Black person. That defeats the point of even identifying as Afro anything, right? Because the reason why the term Afro Latino came about was because in Latinx spaces, Black Latinos were not acknowledged, you know? And also there's a level of pride in Blackness. I think there's a narrative in particular in this country around, oh, Latinos, they don't want to identify as Black, or, you know, yes, there are colorism issues, but go to Panama, go to Costa Rica, go to, you know, in Honduras, on the coast, like people are proud to be Black, you know? And so I think that, I know that actually just took that on a tangent, but I say that because it's important, even with all of that information, you have to be comfortable with whatever term that you know, settle on, like, because there's a whole bunch of information, right? But like, if you personally, you know, want to identify as Latina without acknowledging, you know, or saying Afro, you know, that's definitely your prerogative. But I know for myself, you know, and I've done an ancestry test. I've not talked about this. I've actually was saving this for a video, but I'm gonna share because since it came up. And this is something that I actually knew because of the Garifuna lineage that I have. I'm 80% African, you know? So like, and I told myself this too, even if it came back by some means 80% Spanish, I was still gonna be Black. I said that to myself. I was like, I'm still gonna be Black. Not just visibly, just a pride, you know, for me, that's the experience that I've had. You can kind of give power to terminology and words, and so I'm like, yeah, I am Negra, I am Black, and I'm fine with that. So I think even when we have these conversations, it's very real and it's important to have, but I like to also mention that, you know, we are of the diaspora and colonization is really why we even have to go deeper.